Hey mini fans, welcome back for another episode. Today's episode we're going to look into an issue that I've had recently. Tried to start the car wouldn't start. Cut long story short, I've tracked it down to the pump in the tank, fuel pump. There's power going to it, which I can give you a good tip. If you get a washer motor pump, the connector for the fuel pump has got blade connectors that are 90 degrees from each other, so you've got one and then not the other, and the washer motor pump has got the exact same setup, so it's perfect just to plug on the end there, turn the ignition on, and obviously you can hear the motor buzzing away, but obviously I'm getting nothing out of the pump in the tank, so hopefully it's just seized, got a bit dirty or something. Obviously the car has been sat around for 2-3 years, not really running, just been sat there, so it's obviously got stuck. Hopefully we just got to pull the tank out, give it a couple of bangs, and then we'll give it a bit of shock sort of thing, give it a clean. We'll see what we find. But let's get the tank out and see what we've got. Old carpet, that should protect the floor. Well, it's not been off for a while, has it? There we go. We got it. There we go. Okay, so let's disconnect the fuel sender. See if we can get some movement out of this drum. No, drum? Not much of a beat. Out of this tank. I think I have to disconnect these hoses. There we go. Right, we need to do the breather pipe as well. Right, there we go. There you go. You can just about see that. So that's the breather setup for the tank. So I'll leave that down there. It's held on, well, there's a bracket that's held on with a couple of clips. There we go. Put them down there for a minute. Right, let's get this out. Okay, so here's our pump in the tank. We need to undo these bolts and get the pump out and onto the bench and have a look at that motor. Right, okay, here's our pump. I have to say it does look pretty clean. I was expecting it to look pretty cruddy because it's been sat in there for a while, but I have to say I'm pretty impressed. This does look pretty good. This is the first time I've had one of these pumps out, so I'm not particularly sure how we strip it down. But we've got a plug just here. That looks like it plugs straight into the motor there. On the back end, you can see there's a couple of crimps. I'm just quite amazed that these are all just kind of exposed in the tank. But I suppose, you know, there should be lack of oxygen in there, shouldn't there? So shouldn't be getting any sparks, etc. Yeah, let's connect this up to the battery and see what it does. Right, let's see if we can hear anything. Nothing. I'm going to try the brutal approach first. A couple of bangs whilst connected to power and see if we can get it moving. Maybe not. Okay, well that's not worked. We might be looking at a dead pump here. We're getting power to the connector for the pump. That just pulls off. I think my problem is this brass or metal clip at the end here. I think that's my problem. It just won't slide down. Different tactic. Okay, that's got it. The rubber is just falling apart though. Yeah, I was right. The that metal clip does not look like it was meant to even move. So maybe at factory that's bent onto the end of the motor. Okay, so we have the pipes. This bracket at the end, which had what's left of the rubber gasket on the end to buffer, so the pump went in that way. So pump that way, we then had that rubber seal in the end of the pump, that spring there went on that bit there, and then that went into the pump that way. There's a hole on the end on the side there, so that went in first, that went in there like that and clipped on, and then that bit of rubber just went on the end and slid onto the pipe, which then we held in. So that's how that goes together. That's helpful. So this motor is dead. We need to either buy a new complete pump assembly, but they're 170 quid. But there are some conversion kits where we can just get a pump. They come with a filter and a pump and a little conversion, so I'm going to order one of those and we'll try that. Okay, let's go order a kit. We've got our parcel, it's arrived. Let's do a bit of unboxing. So we've got a little kit and a new pump. Let's see what's in the kit. This cost me £25 from eBay. I thought I'd go cheap. See how it goes. Might live to regret it, but I'm hoping not. That's what we've got. We've got a little bit of hose. We've got the cable to connect it. Some sort of buffer or something. And then, oh, we've got a sleeve that I'm assuming the motor slides into. I'm assuming that goes on the end of the motor as well. Then we've got the filter. No instructions. And a couple of clips. So, okay, let's have a look and see about getting this on the pipework and getting up and running. Okay, so we've got the pipe. Motor is going to fit in here one way or around or other. I think it'll be that way. Looks like it's going to be a similar size. Let's open this up and have a look. Let's have a look at this boot. So, not quite sure. I think that definitely goes that end. Yeah, yeah, I think you're supposed to use either or of these. So, because that fits the whole thing. It's like a spongy thing. And then that's a bit of rubber. So, if I was to use that, I could use some cable ties and tie it to the return pipe. What we've got to do is obviously we need to put this pipe on here. So obviously we can cut this down if need be, but I think obviously as you can see, this is this pipe is too long. I think we'll have to cut it back. You know, we could cut it back quite far and then connect it in up here. So we need to cut this off, and we don't need this cable anymore, so we can get this out of the way as well, can't we? So let's do that. Let's get rid of this. I think what I'll do is I'll cut it just there. That'll leave me a load of pipe, and then I can connect it up here. That looks like it might work. So let's cut that pipe. Right, okay. I've literally cut the pipe just after that connector. Well, not the connector, but the bit that I couldn't get off when I was trying to remove the pump. Whether it's crimped on there or not sure. But it's definitely on there and in the way. So that's now off. Just need to cut about an inch or so off the end of this rubber pipe, and that should give us desired length. So let's go for that. Okay, yeah, so I've cut literally about an inch off the end. Let's see if that fits better. Right, there we go. That fits better. Right, so that looks nice and neat. That's not too bad in there. We need to make sure that the filter's going to fit on the end there. Hopefully that should. We need to do the wiring, put the clips on, and get some cable ties around there. So let's try the filter first, shall we? See if that fits. I think what we're going to have to do is I think we're going to have to cut this base cut these two sections to give us a gap to fit this in. So let's get you closer. As you can see, that filter fits flush on the end of the pump. So fitting it behind isn't going to work. If we put the pump right up close, it won't fit on that way either. So if we cut a section out of here, then we should be able to slide that in. So let's give that a go. Right, there we go. I've removed that section from the bottom. The reason I'm leaving this is for two things. One, to support the end of the pump, but also this gives you a rough idea. This is supposed to sit pretty much at the bottom of the tank. So when the filter is on the end of it, that's basically sitting as close to the bottom of the tank as you can get. Obviously, the further you mount this up, you know, the more fuel you're not going to be able to use in your tank. So, you know, if you had it up here, yeah, you're not going to get much fuel at your tank. So that's why I'm trying to keep that bracket on. There you go. Now we're sorted. Let's get the cable ties, clips on. We need to put the power on as well, don't we? So let's get on with that. Now the power is brilliant. The connectors are already on there. It's already made up. Spade connectors one end, the other connector the other end. Now the live one, I noticed, obviously made a note when I took it off, the live one is actually smaller than the earth. So, and the live is the small one in the middle. So that pops nicely on there. Let's unravel that. And then the earth goes on that one. And then I'll probably do the same sort of thing as they did before and wrap it round the pipes. Put the connector in. Right, let's put some cable ties on that. I think it will pretty much stay where it is now, but the cable ties will help. Right, we're getting there, aren't we? So, all we need to do now is put the filter on. And in the bag, we have a little locking washer. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. We've just got a little locking washer. Right, that was a bit fiddly. But there we go, we've got the little clip holding the filter on, so the filter shouldn't come off in the tank now. Right. I think we're pretty good there. We've got the filter on, pump, all ready to go back in the tank and give it a go. Oh, actually, let's try that. Let's try putting some power to this and see if we get any buzzing. Right, let's see if we can hear a buzz. Brilliant. We're running. Okay, and then we have our complete unit, all for £25. We'll get it in and see if it works. Right, time to get the tank in. It's always a good idea when you got the tank out, because obviously I haven't had this tank out before. This is the first time this tank's been out of this car. Always a good idea to check this corner. I've just got a couple of very small spots of rust, which I've treated, you know, very minor. But yeah, it's all looking really clean. I've just been sort of extra picky because obviously small things can turn into big things, can't they? So Always good idea to check this area. This is a rotting area, obviously both sides, but this is the side you can never see, is it, because the tank's in. So I've checked that. So let's get on with putting the tank back in. Right, the trick with these hoses, or I think that's just found easier getting on that first one, is move the clip to the end of the pipe, squeeze it together and push on at the same time. There we go, straight on. Don't put the hose on first and try and move the clip. It may be how they're supposed to be done, I don't know, but that definitely works better. Brilliant, tank is in. Don't forget to put the fuel cap on. Brilliant. Let's give it a test. Let's see if we can hear the pump. That sounded good to me. Okay, let's see if it starts. There we go, we're running. £25 pump, working good. Who needs to pay £200 for a new one? 10 for the price, and a little bit of work. Right, let's finish putting this back together and get ready for that MOT.